Hey everybody, it's Ben with Disc Media Startup Story once again. And last time that I was showing you guys Rostr, I just gave you a little bit of a snapshot of, kind of what it can do. Remember, I built this for podcasters, for people like you who have a show or are thinking of having one. Most podcasters are solo creators. I mean, you're doing this on your own. You don't have a team. And I think there's a lot of people out there like me who aren't quite there yet either. So let me go ahead and give you a little bit of a run through of some of the things that Rostr can do. Here is your dashboard, and you can customize this. My theming is black with a little bit of purple, so I have that in here. All of these fonts, the logo, all of these things are completely changeable to fit your theme. If you book on the show, it's going to be about 35 days before the episode comes out. This is my schedule of upcoming episodes. So we have 15 episodes that are scheduled. We have 88 that have been released. One of the things that you can do here as well, you can embed your podcast platform player in here. Whatever platform you're using, if you have an embedded player, you can actually set that up within Rostr so that your guests know what your latest episodes are like. So if they're thinking of booking on your show, they can listen to a few episodes, get an idea of what that's like. Also, I mentioned that there is a, it's kind of a link tree kind of dashboard where you've got all of your social links here and then links to your individual pages. This is just a way to, kind of direct people to whatever platforms you want them to link into. If you have a guest, right, you want them to kind of go through a little bit of a filtering system. And so what they can do is pitch. You can customize all of these questions to gather whatever information you want from your potential guest. I do have a link for ad buyers if they're interested in advertising on the show. I give some information about the show, what the reach is, the demographic split. And then if you are an advertiser, you can create an ad account, and this will allow you to go into the platform and actually buy any ad space if that is something that you're interested in doing. Some of the things as I click over here, I am going to blur out some stuff, anything that is sensitive. What I try to do is provide some insight on the number of visitors that you're getting. I have 18 guests in the queue. Next release is coming up in 2 days. But here is basically who's on deck. These are all the recorded episodes that I have. Here are the folks that I will be recording soon. On the Rostr, the people who are kind of in the pipeline, right? All of the guests that are set up there. So this is what you get when you immediately go in. You can go in and set your schedule. So this is where you go in and you set your recording schedule. I record Monday through Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. is kind of when I hold slots open. You can customize that calendar too. So you can kind of set the base calendar. And then when you come in here, if there are any days that you need to block off for any reason, you can select a day. You can completely block that day off. And once I save that date becomes blocked off. So if something in your schedule changes and you want to make sure that you don't have anybody book to that day, you can do that. And then you can quickly go back in and reset. Any upcoming recordings, we've got everybody who is upcoming to be recorded on the show. And then as we talk about that release date. So this is the release schedule. And you'll see that this schedule kind of coincides over here. Now, if I had a guest who bought a date, the date then becomes locked. You'll see a little lock key here. And when it is locked, nobody else can book that day. When it comes to guest pitches, so I actually have a pitch waiting for me right now that I do need to review. All of your guest pitches live here. All right, guests, I manually provide this recording link, save it, and then when it's saved, that gets sent to the invite on the calendar. It syncs up to either Google or Outlook, and then the link is there for everybody to use. So when the time comes, CRM. The CRM is great because what it does is allows you to track guests. So I'm going to pick my friend Ben Albert here. Ben provided me some really good information. I will use that when it comes to showtime. This is the episode that we're going to be doing. Now, this next screen, I'll probably blur some of this information out, but this is all the information that we gather in the intake form when a guest actually books. We then have the recording link and then any information relative to the episode. Now, we can also click into the episode. I just want to show you this here real quick because When we are looking at the episode, we have not only the guest information. If we happen to have a panel show, we have multiple guests coming in, we can have all of the guests listed here. But this is the thing that is kind of fun. Ben, as you noticed, provided me a lot of information about his background and profile. And what I can do in one button here, behind the scenes, AI going through, looking through that information, creating for me a guest prep form, the guest background information, things that we're going to be talking about on the show. It'll create questions for you. And here we go. Here's our prep. Who we're talking to gives you a little information about Ben, where the interesting material is, gives us some highlighted information, some things that we might want to think about including in the interview. The opening, just questions that we can work into the conversation, things worth confirming, just some stuff to make sure. And I love this. It actually makes sure that we're pronouncing the name correctly. So Balbert is the name of Ben Albert's marketing company. And so it even provides the little, this is the pronunciation. We might want to make sure that we're saying that correctly. So it does all that, which is fantastic. When we do have a transcript for the show, we can either drop the transcript in here, or because I have this tied to Descript, it gives me a little button. It goes into Descript, pulls the episode, and puts it in here. And then from that transcript, we can create show notes, and we can also create a blog post as well. As a podcaster, one of the things we're always doing, right? We're looking at show notes, we're pulling information, creating social media posts, all of that kind of stuff. And what I'm trying to do with Rostr is make all of that faster, right? If I can keep all of that information in here, if I can make the workflow flow better, then it saves you time, energy, and effort, and it makes podcasting less of a chore and more fun, which it should be. Anyways, gang, I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope this gave you a little bit more information about Rostr, what it does. Oh, and one other quick thing. Let me just go back here. There's a help guide. All this stuff that I talked about, right? So anything that you need to know how to do, and any frequently asked questions that you may have, try to do the diligence to make sure that you have as much information as you need to get started, to get going, and to make this thing happen. So anyway, thank you guys for checking this out. I appreciate you learning more about Rostr. If there's anything more you want to know, anything you're curious about, don't hesitate to reach out. Let me know. My email, ben@distmedia.com. Shoot me a note. Tell me hello. Tell me if you like this. Put it in the comments down below. All right, gang. Appreciate you stopping by. That's all I got for you for now. All right. Have a good one.